Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a mural picture on the Alpha Loom. I haven't seen this, obviously this is a new product, I haven't seen it done on here before, but I just think it's super neat because I love the alpha bands and kind of the tight picture that it makes. And I love pixel art, so this is kind of right up my alley, and I love rainbows, so this works well. I played around with it first and tried doing it a different way, the way that I kind of had seen other ones done on like the rainbow loom, or just how it would make sense to connect them, kind of like doing a triple single and how you connect them to make it wider. But when I did it the first time, I ended up with this really ugly dividing line between the rows, and I did not like that whatsoever because it kind of takes away from the design. While this one has eyes on it, you can kind of see the difference between this way and this way, which I love. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Not this one. First, what you're going to want to do is come up with a pattern. I'm going to focus on making something that is double the width of the Alpha Loom. You could probably make it, or you could make it, maybe 10 pins, or you could do it a whole nother row again down here. You can make it even wider. It's really up to you, but I'm just going to focus on doing 14 long. So we have 2 strips for the Alpha Loom. So this is my rainbow. I've made this pattern up as far as I know. I'm sure there's something out there that's similar to this because it's a pretty simple pattern, but here's all the colors that I needed in my horrible handwriting. But we'll start with making our first row. I'm going to use my rainbow here. We're going to work on this row right here first. And our first bands on the loom go on in a cross pattern. So my first whole row is light blue in a crossed pattern. Like that. And then our next row is all light blue as well, but first we need to get our clear bands. You put a clear band, I'm going to put them all on the left side when I add bands for the clear ones. So right here, long stretch with a clear band, and then for this first row I'm going to just take another clear band and lay it on top. Now we'll work on our second row, which is all blue as well, and these can just go straight across. I do like these bands. I think it's just like this muscle memory of how far apart the rainbow loom pins are and how big the bands are there, that's what takes getting used to. This last one, I'm just going to put it right on top of that band that's hanging off. So what we want to do is I just kind of recite this to myself, but this band is on the top. So I'm going to flip that over into the center. Then I'll flip over that long stretching band we did. Then we'll flip over the sides. Stay. Push that down. And before we go on to our next row, I said this was top, so the next one's going to go on the bottom for our little band that we're adding. So bottom, and then we'll do our long stretching band. Then we'll move on to our third row, which is again all blue. Like that. Then you'll flip over your long stretching band, flip over your bottom band to the center, flip over your sides, and then push it down. So last one was on the bottom. So now this time our little extension band is going to go on the top. So we put on our long stretch band first, and then drop on another band. So we'll do our 4th row. First 3 are blue, and then first 4 are blue, and then the other ones are 3 are red. I'm probably going to make this whole thing on camera. It goes pretty quickly, actually, but you could obviously fast forward through things that you don't need to see. But so we have our next row on. You flip over that top extension band, and flip over the long stretch band. Flip over your sides. So our last one was on top, so this next one will go on the bottom. And our long stretching band. And our next row, 3 blue. One red. And 3 orange. Flip over your middle bands. And I always, like I said before, remind myself it's bottom right here, so next one's top. So I just gotta say top in my head so that I remember that the next band that we put in the center goes on the top. So push this down. So long stretching band. Then our other band will go on top. And we'll do our next row. Two blue, red, 2 orange, and yellow. And flip over your bands. So it's on top, so next one's going to be bottom. So put on our bottom band, then our long stretch band. Next row, 1 blue. Come apart. Red, 2 orange, yellow, and 2 green. Flip those over. Long stretch, and then this one's on the bottom, so remind yourself the next one will be on top. The next one's on top, so we'll do the long stretch first. And put on our, it seems small. On our next row, blue, red, that. Flip over your side bands. And that one just popped over by itself. That was on the top, so the next one will be on the bottom. Bottom. Next row. More red. The cool thing about doing multicolor patterns on here is that if you lose your spot, like I move that kind of out of the way, or in my way onto my pattern, so you can look at the bands on your loom to tell you what row you just did. So like you can look at this bottom row of bands and it matches this previous row where I had one blue at the bottom. So I can look at that and go, okay, I know where I'm at again. Then flip over your bands. My little dangly band was on the bottom, so it'll be on the top this time. So we'll do our long stretch band first. Put this on the top. Next row. And again, that is purple. It's just metallic purple. Like that. Flip over our bands. It's on the top, so next row will be on the bottom. So bottom. Long stretch bands. Next row. Which is exactly the same as the last row. Our band's on the bottom, so it'll be on the top next time. Push that down. Put on our long stretching band first, and our other band on top. Next row. Flip our bands over. Our band's on top, so next row will be on the bottom. So bottom, long stretch, next row. like that. Flip over your bands. On the bottom, so next one will be on the top. So long stretch band first, and band on top, then next row. Staticky. Flip your band, it's on top, so next one will be on the bottom. It wouldn't be the end of the world if you've got the band in the wrong spot, but it just, you might end up with a little bit of that line. So the next one's on the bottom. That. Next row. All stuck together. Like that. Flip your bands. It's on the bottom, so next one will be on the top. Long stretch band first. Next row. But you can kind of see how fast this is going as well. I mean, we're almost done with the top portion already. And the bottom portion isn't harder by any means. Flip over, it's on the top, so next one will be on the bottom. Stay in the middle. So bottom, long stretch, next row. Oops, 4. That on the bottom, so they'll go on the top next time. Gotta make sure you snag the right bands. So it goes on the top this time. Ouch. Snapped myself. This row is all blue. That. Flip the bands, it's on the top, so next one will go on the bottom. bottom, long band. Next row is all blue again. We're almost done with the first row. So it's on the bottom. So the next one will go on the top. Stay where you belong. And our last row, band's going to go on the top. And it's all blue again. Flip over your bands. Alright, so we've completed this top row here. We have everything hanging down. There's what the bottom portion looks like. So now what we want to do is we're going to take the bands on the right side and pull them over to the left side. I'm going to use a hook to do this just because I feel a little bit safer about it, because you really don't want to lose it right now. I'm pulling those all over. Now I can use my hook. I'm going to pull the bottom bands up over the top, like that. So what we're going to do is, starting at the top side here of our design, I'm going to put my hook in through that top band, pull it off the loom, go in through the next one down, grab it on my hook, and then do a slip knot. And I'll do that all the way down the loom. Just grab the next one, make a slip knot, next one, make a slip knot, and just keep going until you get to the end, like that. So now this will come off. We have the first half of our rainbow done. You can pull all your bands down. So this little part that's on my hook, it is our only open point right now. What I'm going to do to mark it to make it a little easier is you can grab another band. I'm just going to use a clear band, pull it through, and make a slip knot right on the end of it. So that if it does start, if I start pulling on this or it starts sliding a little bit, it'll have a lot longer to go through before it would come unlooped. So let's just to secure it a little bit for now. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is go back to the loom. We're going to work on our lower portion. So we have our first row again. We'll put this aside for right now. First row, we'll put the X's on again. So cross your bands. Like that. So now go back to your rainbow, and you have the end that we tied off. You're going to have that at the top side, and you'll just find that very first band And it should be pretty easy to differentiate between what band is next in order. So here's my first one, here's my second one, third one. But you just want to find that first one, and you're going to stretch it down the right side of the loom, like that. And then we'll go on to our next row. So 3 blue, 2 white, and 2 blue. That. Then you just flip that band over like normal. Then grab the alpha comb, flip over your side bands, push those down. So that's our first row. So you just kind of pull this out, find your next band in order, and stretch that down the loom. So then you do your next row. That. Pull over your band to the center, flip over your side bands, push down, grab your next band, pull it down. And we basically just keep repeating that until we get to the end, and then there's a certain way to close it so we don't have any gaps. Hope you're following me so far. It's not, first part with the kind of top and bottom band is a little goofy, but it makes a world of difference in the end and how it looks. So flip over their side band. Down, next row, next band up, down, sorry there's a whole lot of extra talking to keep you entertained. I'm just trying to focus on my pattern so I don't goof up, because that would be no fun. That wasn't the color I wanted. See, talking, I grabbed the wrong bands. I wanted blue ones, but I grabbed white ones. Focus, focus. Flip the band over. That. Next row. I love this yellow color, it's so bright. Next row, flip your band over, push down, and at a certain point this will start coming down through the bottom, so you just kind of fold it sideways and it fits through there all right. Next row. Over our band. Push down. I'm also sorry that I don't really do a lot of extra music in my videos. A lot of times, for most of them, I end up doing a lot of talking, explaining things, or just telling funny stories, so just kind of little extra fun instead of just the videos. And I guess I just kind of, most time people put videos in so they can shorten up their put music in so they can shorten up their videos and just kind of show a couple little pieces here and there. But if you've been on my channel for a while, I pretty much show everything, and then you just kind of can look for what you need. That way you're not missing anything you want. Next one. Plus it's hard because like some music that's available for free, then you don't have to worry about copyrights and all the good stuff. It's like finding something that I think people will tolerate wanting to listen to while they're listening to a tutorial. That's not easy either, because sometimes music can make it so annoying that you don't want to watch a video. But I guess maybe my voice is annoying too. Who knows? Next row. All blue. Not yet. Put my band on. Now next row. Let's see. I was pretty excited the other day. One of my old working buddies, he owns a company that travels around the US and helps military, National Guard, police, firefighter, all of the emergency service personnel type thing, do real-life training scenarios with in real-life situations. So they use actual people to portray the victims of mass casualty events. And he called me up the other day and he said that they're doing another one coming back around my area. So he wants me to come play again. It's actually it's a lot of fun most of the time, unless it's really freezing, then it's not quite so fun, because we end up going through, we actually go through the decontamination showers so that people can, the military or whoever, can actually practice doing the decon showers, and it's actually pretty interesting. So they dress us up like we've been, well, we usually actually get clothes from like Goodwill, and then you just put on whatever you can find that fits you. Makes for some really great outfits, by the way. But talking, look what I did. That's what I get for talking again. Got all excited. Put that band on. Do this again. But now I'm gonna keep talking because I wasn't done with my story. So put on the crazy clothes, then we pretend to be whoever, either ourselves or just kind of sometimes we get suggestions on who we should be or what we should act like, and then the response teams respond to us to give us help or aid or things like that. And we usually get on makeup, like studio makeup for wounds that we've sustained. They had a really good one there last year. Who'd done professional work in different movies, monster movies mainly. So it's kind of neat to see his work, and they're usually pretty excited because it's kind of practice for them, and they get to have a lot of fun making us gory, I guess. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Although the one that they're talking about doing this time around might be a 24-hour one, so we'll see how that goes. Being up for 24 hours and having to go through contamination showers in the nighttime will probably not be so fun. I was wondering if this would happen. It seemed like I've done it every single time I've made one. Band popped off early, so you can see right here that I have the band that's coming through. This happens to me just because I snagged a couple bands extra, or that's not the one I want. Just didn't quite get it over the top of the pin. You have to be very careful when you get to this because this can just unravel really quickly, so you want to find something to get in there and get it back onto the pin as quick as you can. And try not to twist it. So if you don't have anything like this small crochet hook that I do, you know, your regular hook, just being very careful holding it, things like that, so that you don't want that to unravel, because that would be bad and it would probably make you cry, because I lost one and that definitely did not make me happy. Then just get your bands back on the way they're supposed to be. I have all kinds of bloopers in this video. There we go. Next row. Band. But I am excited for that to come around if it works out. Paperwork and all that stuff, you know, has to go through first. But it's fun. We are almost done with this. A few more rows. Yellow again. There are going to be so many of these bands all over the floor. Almost did it again. Really the only way that you can do that is if you end up flipping over 2 bands at once instead of the one. This has a pretty good little pin edge to it. When I'm doing a pattern with the rainbow loom or alpha loom, I think it's kind of like crochet then, because it's like you have to focus on what you're making, count your stitches, make sure you're following your pattern so you don't goof up. That. Almost there. White. Yes. Another white. So I have 2 rows left because that last one is the holding band. And this kind of be at the point where you know whether or not you were correct in following your pattern. If you have more bands left than rows. Like so. One more. It's all blue. Flip our band over. Flip the bands on the sides just like usual. Push it down. So now we want to close this. So we'll do it just like we did on the other side. I'm going to take the bands that are on the right side and pull them over to the left. like that. Then we'll take our comb and flip the bottom bands over the top. And now go back to that starting band that or the ending band that we tied the little extra band on, and you want to take that band off, which this one got super tight, so it happens when I pull on it too much. There. So I have it back on my hook. So we just do like we did before. We have the ending band from the first section on our hook, going through that first pin, pull that band up, make that slip knot, and then just do that down the loom. And tie off that last one. And as far as this last band, you can weave it in, you can tie it, you can attach another band to it, so you can weave it in a little bit farther. It's really up to you. I'm going to try. No, that won't work. That'll look ugly. I'm just going to grab another band, pull it through, both ends on the hook, make another slip knot, so it's a long band, and then we'll just weave it up the side, so it's hidden in the seam. These bands are pretty, they're not really sticky per se, but they definitely will kind of stay together. So you want to get that up there, hidden as far as you can. Ooh. So we have our mural. And look how awesome that join is in the center. Way better than had we went with the original way that most of them are done with. Totally awesome. Can't really even tell there's a break. I'm super stoked. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I hope that you agree and that you can find lots of little images, either using the rainbow, which is awesome, or just finding lots of different patterns online to make your own little pixel images. I think this turns out really cute. So, and like I said, you can adjust how you put your bands on. There's a lot of people who actually want to know how to. I could probably put something together for that as well, but I think initially just try and figure out, you know, if you have the graph paper, which I know you can download some from rainbowloom.com. I don't know if they're in the strips like this, or maybe there's actually big ones, but you can find them on the internet everywhere. But just make out a 14 by 20 section, or 14 by however long. You can really make this as long as you wanted, but just 14 wide, and then put your design in between here so that you can make it however you want. So I mean, I could have made this super long and had like 3 or 4 rainbows if I wanted to. But I think they turn out awesome. They're just cute. I love pixel art. It's so awesome. I hope that you enjoyed this. I know there's a lot of kind of repetitive stuff and doing the same thing, and I hope that's not too annoying for people with the watching the longer videos, but I think, like I've said before, I think it's helpful to have it all there, and then if you need it, it's there, versus going, I don't know what to do from here, so where do I go? It's all there, and I'll try and remember to, I've been trying to remember to say more what I'm going to be doing next so that you're aware, so that you can kind of go ahead, or things like that. But I think this is awesome. I hope that you agree. Love pixel art, and this is definitely a way that you'll be able to do it on the Alpha Loom, which is, you know, nice little 7-pin loom, but sometimes you want to make something bigger, and this would be great for travel, so works out perfectly. So you have to bring your rainbow loom along. You can just bring the Alpha Loom and still make big things like this. I think I'm actually going to like sew these together into a little rainbow purse. It'd be so cute. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you make some murals of anything, definitely show them to me on my Instagram, which is @craftingfantastic. It would be fabulous if you give this video a thumbs up and if you would subscribe, because that is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. That's all I gotta say. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely have more things for you soon.